Okay students, let's see the continuity of the 13th group, that is about ionization energy. We already discussed about that. So what is ionization energy and what are the factors affect the ionization energy? Okay, clear? So now in 13th group, just a minute. So in 13th group, what are the elements we have? From top to bottom, boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium. Am I right? So in that, what is the order of ionization energy? Okay. Now which one has more ionization energy? Okay. So let's see in 13th group. So what are the elements? Here we are discussing about ionization energy. Now these are 13th group elements: boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium. Am I right? So the ionization order just like W, this is the shortcut form. This is boron, aluminum, gallium and indium, and this one is thallium. Okay. Now this is the highest point. Okay. Clear? And next position is highest position, this one. And next priority goes to this one. And least priority goes to this one. This is 1, this is 2. Height, compare the heights on y-axis. Okay. Now this is the third position, this is the fourth position, and this is the fifth position. Clear? Now write the order, ionization order. Decreasing order of ionization energy. Decreasing order of ionization energy is equals to, now which one has the highest? It is in the form of W, short trick. So now first write boron, and next one is aluminum, and second one is thallium, and next priority goes to gallium, and next priority goes to aluminum, and least priority goes to indium. This is the ionization order of 13th group elements: boron, thallium, gallium, aluminum, indium. Okay, this is the correct method. This is first ionization energy. This is for first ionization order. First ionization order. Okay. So now second ionization energy. First ionization energy means this is the metal, okay, this is the metal. Suppose one electron is removed from this atom, then it becomes M plus 1. Now the energy is IE1. This is the first ionization energy. Clear? Now in this expression, the first ionization order is like that. The first ionization of energy of boron is very high. Okay, then comparing with thallium and gallium, aluminum, indium. It's okay, clear? So now sum of first three ionizations energy order. First three means this is the first ionization energy and second ionization energy, that is M plus 1. The ionization energy is I2. Now it is M plus 2 and electron. Clear? And third ionization energy means from M plus 2 we remove one more electron. This is third ionization energy, that is I3. That is M plus 3 plus electron. Clear? All of you? Is it clear? Now sum of the first three, these are the first three ionization of an element. Suppose boron plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Boron plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Now the first three ionization energy of boron. Okay. Now sum of these three ionization energies IE1, IE2 plus IE3. That is sum of first three ionization energy of any one of the element. Okay, we consider in that case the order is just change boron and gallium and thallium and aluminium, indium. These are the experimental values, remember that. Okay, so somehow the first three ionization order. So if we consider first three ionization of boron, gallium, thallium, aluminium and indium, now this is the order. Okay, now how can we write this expression? This expression also write as, what is the general order? First boron in the group, next one aluminium, right here. The first one is boron, am I right? Next one is aluminium, next one gallium, and next one indium, and last one is thallium, am I right? Now observe this, boron has more than aluminium or not? Ionization order. It has more ionization energy than aluminium. B greater than aluminium. Okay. Next come to aluminium and gallium. Aluminium and gallium compare here. Gallium has more ionization energy than aluminium. So that means aluminium less than gallium. Clear? Is it okay? Next gallium and indium. So gallium and indium, gallium has more ionization energy. Clear? Next come to indium and thallium. Indium and thallium has more. So this is also the same expression like this. Both are correct. Remember this. Okay? So according to this expression I can write like this also. Remember that. Okay? This is the ionization energy of 13th group element. This is the short trick, simple. So write the W, first place, second place, third one, fourth one, fifth one. The first ionization energy case, this is the order. Second ionization, that means some of the first three ionization energy, we can follow this kind of order. Now these two are same. These two. Okay? Clear, all of you? I explained already what is ionization energy, what are the factors which influence the ionization energy. Okay? And next, melting point. Melting point of melting point of gallium is low, very low. Melting point of gallium is low, and it is called summer liquid. Summer, what we call it is summer liquid, very very important. Gallium is also called as summer liquid. Okay, now it is melting at gallium melt as liquid at 30 degrees Celsius. 30 degrees Celsius means in Kelvin, or 273 means 303 Kelvin, am I right? 303 Kelvin. So summer liquid at summer at 30 degrees Celsius, it is at liquid state. Okay, so it is called as summer liquid. Okay, clear? And next one, gallium has a discrete Ga2 structure. That means Ga2, that means the structure is in not proper manner, in the proper order. Okay, some irregularities are there in the gallium 2 structure. Okay, and the next one is boiling point range of gallium is high. So it is boiled at 2740 Kelvin. So high temperature. Okay, 2740 Kelvin is the boiling point of gallium. Okay, clear? So last important point regarding to gallium. It is used in, gallium is used in high temperature thermometers, very very important. High temperature thermometer. If you measure the high temperature through thermometer, in that case we use the liquid that is gallium. Okay, so now gallium act as a pyroliquid. Simply pyrolytic liquid we call it. Pyrolytic means, pyro means it is related to temperature. Related to temperature. So antipyretics drugs, antipyretics means it control the temperature of the body. Example, paracetamol. The substance which control the temperature of the body, we call it is antipyretics. Pyro means related to temperature. So now it is a pyrolytic liquids means it measures high temperatures. So mercury can measure our body temperature in thermometer, am I right? Okay. It is expand by absorbing the temperature. Like also if you want to measure the high temperatures, in that particular case we use gallium as a liquid in that thermometers. Okay, so now we call it is pyrolytic liquid related to temperature. Okay, so these are the important point regarding to gallium. So summer liquid, why? Because at 30 degrees Celsius it just acts as a liquid gallium. Okay, so its structure is not in the proper manner. Boiling point of gallium is high, that is at 2740 Kelvin. Okay, it is used in high temperature thermometer. Clear? Next, go to boron. about boron. It is a non-metallic in nature, and also we represent it is a semi-metal or metalloid, semi-metal or metalloid, clear. Now it is a black colored solid. It has a high melting points. High melting point, and this is the important, it is a giant covalent polymeric structure, that is B12. So in this boron we have, the boron is a solid. In that boron there are some units are there. In that units there are 12 borons exist as a unit, okay, with network system. Network, all are very close together, network, okay. So that means very strong solid, okay. How many borons are there in one unit? 12 borons, remember that. So covalent means covalent bonds are present. Polymeric means repeated structure. Polymers means it is a big molecule. B12 structure is repeated in the structure. Remember that. So it is a network solid, network polymer solid. Polymers means, you know, polythene cover. Number of small molecules are combined together to form a big molecule. Polymer means number of small molecules are combined together to form a big molecule, that is called as polymer. Now in boron act as the polymer, in that it has a B12 structures. It is repeated, B12 is repeated in the boron. So now it is a network, okay. So network, it is a network polymer solid, okay, clear. Network polymer solid. So here B12s are the repeating unit in the structure. B12 unit is the repeated in the polymer, boron polymer, am I right? B12 structure, clear. B12 is in a regular shape, This B12 has twelve corners and 20 faces. Very important. B12 unit in boron has 12 corners and 12 faces. Clear? It is called icosahedral structure. Icosahedral structure. B12 has which type of structure it is? Icosahedral structure. We call it as B12. Very important. What is the structure of B12? Icosahedral structure we call it is B12. And in B12 each boron bonded with 5 borons. Okay, clear? This is about boron, very important points. Let's see the structure of B12 units. Why it is called B12? This is boron, this is boron, boron, this is also boron, and this is boron, this is boron. How many borons are there? Clearly 6, am I right? Is it clear? 6 borons. And again this is boron, boron, this is boron, boron, this is boron, and again this is boron. Clear, all of you? How many borons are there? 6 and 6, 12. How many corners we have? 6 corners, and here we have 6 corners, am I right? 12 corners clearly. So let's see carefully about the structure. This is B12 unit, B12 unit. Okay, in boron structure these type of B12 units are repeated and repeated number of times. Now boron is a polymer, it is a big molecule, it is a simple small molecule, number of molecules are combined like this, it gives you a big boron molecule. Okay, remember this. So let's see now, this is the boron. Now interact with, bond with this boron, and this is with this boron, am I right? Clear, all of you? Now this is the boron. Clear? Now this boron is bonded with this boron, and this is with this boron. Clear, all of you? And let's see here, this is the boron, and again this boron with this, and this boron with this boron. Clear? Now I am going to create faces also. 12 corners clearly. Why? Because 6 and 6. Now it has 20 faces. Okay. Now come to this one. This is the boron, and this one, and this one. Clear, all of you? And let's see. This is the boron. This boron is bonded with clear. Come to here. This is with one bond, this boron with one bond, and this is with another boron. Clear? This is the structure of B12. If you observe the boron, it is clearly bonded with 5 borons. Now this is the boron. Now this boron is bonded with this boron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear? Every boron is bonded with another 5 borons. Now this is the structure of B12. Clear, all of you? Once again for you. This is the boron. This is the boron. Boron. This is the boron. This is the boron. And this is the boron. How many borons here we have? Totally 6 borons here we have. Now again, how many corners? 6 corners. This is boron. This is boron. Boron. This is boron. This is boron. Boron. Just observe carefully with attention how I draw the diagram. Okay. So now this is the boron. Now this boron bonded with this and this and this. Now this is the boron with this and this. Clear? Now this is the boron. Okay, clear? And this is bonded with this, am I right? And again this one, this and this one. Clear? And come to here, this one and this one and with this one, and come to here, this one, and with this boron, and with this boron. Okay, this is the structure of B12 unit. In the boron, these type of B12 units are repeated in so many times. Okay, so it is all are covalent bonds. So now B, and between B a bond is there. Bond means 2 electrons. So a bond means 2 electrons. Bond means how many electrons? 2 electrons. Now these 2 electrons belongs to this boron, and also these 2 electrons belongs to this boron. Equal sharing of electron. These 2 electrons belongs to this boron. These 2 electrons also belong to this boron. Equal sharing of electron is called as covalent bond. Clear, everyone? So now this is the structure of B12 in 13th group. So very important. Icosahedral structure in B12 we have, and gallium is a pyrolytic liquid, we call it is, okay, and it is summer liquid. Okay, and next go to concept of oxidation state in 13th group. Oxidation states. So what is meant by oxidation state here? Listen. Now A would like to interact with B, it gives to AB bond. That means the reaction between A and B. Suppose here this A donate 1 electron. How many electrons? 1 electron to the B. This B gain that electron. B gain the electron. Simple here. A donate the electron. B gain the electron, and B gain the electron. Okay. So in order to form the bond, some of the atoms lose the electron, some of the atoms are gain the electron, then it gives AB bond. Okay, clear? Suppose A give the electron, B accept the electron. Okay. So in order to form the AB bond, there is some loss of electron and some gain of electron. B gain the electron. Am I right? So simple. If A lose the electron, if suppose A lose the electron, 1 electron suppose it lose. So now what is the charge applied on A? A plus 1. Now B gain the electron. B gain the electron. Now what is the charge appear? B minus. Now these charges are called as plus or minus 1. These charges on these pieces is called as oxidation state. Now what is the oxidation state of A? Oxidation state of A plus 1 is plus 1. Oxidation state of A plus 1 is plus 1. Oxidation state of B minus 1 is minus 1. Clear? Now the definition for oxidation, what is oxidation states? The definition, number of electrons lose or gain of an atom in order to form a chemical bond with another atom is called its oxidation state. Is called its oxidation state. So number of electrons lose or gain of an atom in order to form a chemical bond with another atom is called as oxidation state. Suppose here A lose 1 electron. Now what is the oxidation state? Plus 1. Here B gain 1 electron. What is the oxidation state of B minus 1? Minus 1. Okay. So is it clear? Write it down. So in 13th group we are going to discuss about oxidation states. Okay. Before going to discuss that, now what is the oxidation state? Simple. Charge on this species is called their oxidation state. Charges are called as their oxidation state, remember. Even it is 0 also. Okay. Or fraction values also 1.2, 2.3 like that also. They are also considered oxidation states. Maybe negative, positive charges, whatever it. Okay. Simple. Now that is oxidation state. Now what is oxidation? Oxidation. Oxidation. Simple. Loss of electron. Loss of electrons is called, loss of electrons is called oxidation. Loss of electrons is called oxidation. Clear, all of you? Let's see. If any compound or ion lose the electron, that phenomena is called as oxidation. Loss of electron. Loss of electrons. Let's see. Suppose this is the aluminium. Okay. Let's see. Simple example. This is A. Now it loses the one electron. By the losing one electron, now what is the charge? By the loss of electron, it appears positive charge. A plus. So suppose it is 2 electron plus 2. Is it clear? Here what happened? From A to A plus 1, what happened? From A to A plus 1, it loses 1 electron, am I right? So now it is loss of electron or not? Loss of, clearly loss of electron or not? Loss of electron. Loss of electron means the process from A to A plus is called as oxidation. Oxidation. Now what type of reactions that takes place? Oxidation takes place. Why? Because A lose the electron. Okay. So simple. Now what is reduction? What is reduction? Simple. Gain of electron. Gain of electron is called reduction. Gain of electron is called reduction reaction. Let's see. This is the B. Okay. Now this B gain 1 electron, suppose. Gaining of electron means minus. How many electrons it gains? 1 electron. So B minus. Suppose it is 2. Suppose it is 2 electron gain. Now B minus 2. Suppose 3 electrons. B gain 3 electrons. Now it is B minus 3. Not boron. B is alphabetical. For our convenience, I assumed like this. B minus 3. Clear? So losing of electron represents positive. Gaining of electron represents minus. So here B gain the electron. So gaining of electron. Gaining of electron. What we call it is reduction takes place. What it is? Reduction reaction. Is it clear, ma? Simple. With respect to electrons, There are some other definition with respect to oxygen and hydrogen also, you know very well. So with respect to electrons, loss of electron is called as oxidation, gaining of electron is called as reduction clearly. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. Now, why? Because in this 13th group we use these terms regularly. Okay? Enter in P block elements and hydrogen, its compounds, whatever we use these terms in IT. Okay? Now, oxidizing agents or reducing agents. Reducing agent. Reducing agent. Listen carefully with attention. Reducing agent means it is the compound or ion. Okay? It helps to reduction. Reducing agent helps to reduction. Reducing agent helps to reduction by itself undergoes oxidation. Listen this point very carefully. Reducing agent means reducing agent helps to reduction process. Okay? By itself it undergoes oxidation. Oxidation means itself it lose the electron, am I right? What is the oxidation? Loss of electron. So it lose the electron. Now that electrons is distributed to another compounds. That compound gain that electron. Now that compound undergoes reduction or not? Undergoes reduction. By itself it undergoes oxidation, am I right? Clear? Reducing agent helps to reduction to the other compound. That means it supply the electrons to others. Simple. A reducing agent supply the electrons to the another atoms or ions or molecules to getting reduction, but itself it lose the electron. That means it undergoes oxidation by the loss of electrons. Is it clear? I will explain with equation. Oxidation means loss of electron, reduction means gaining of electron. Remember, now the terms are reducing agent. What is reducing agent? Reducing agent is helps to reduction for the another compounds. Okay? Let's see. Now this is compound A. This is A. Now this is Y. Okay? Now this A, I would like to call this is a reducing agent, suppose. Now what we call it is reducing agent. Reducing agent. Now A is called reducing agent, suppose. A. Reducing agent means, reducing agent, it undergoes oxidation by losing the electron, am I right? It helps to reduction. Now A donate the electrons to 1 electron, suppose. 1 electron 2. That means it lose the electron or not? This is lose the electron or not? It lose the electron or not? 1 electron it lose. Loss of electron means A undergoes oxidation or not? It produce the electrons or not? It produce the electrons or not? That electron is gained by Y. Clear means now Y gain the electron from A and Y undergoes reduction. Why it is called reduction? Y undergoes reduction. Gain of electron is called reduction, am I right? Gain of electron is called as reduction. Now Y undergoes reduction by the gaining of electron from A. That means A helps to reduction or not? Itself it undergoes reduction or not? Can I rub this? Now the compound is Y. This is the compound. Here what happened? A lose the electron, so it undergoes oxidation. Clear? It produces the electrons or not? Produce the electrons. That electron is gained by Y or not? Now Y gain the electron. Okay? The electron is gained by Y. So Y gain from A, am I right? And Y undergoes reduction. Gaining of electron means reduction, and gaining of electron is called as reduction. That means here Y undergoes reduction. How it is undergoes reduction? By the help of A. By the help of A. By the help of A, Y undergoes reduction, A undergoes oxidation. Okay? Here finally, here A itself undergoes oxidation. Am I right? How it is oxidation? By loss of electron. Am I right? By loss of electron. A helps to Y to getting reduction. Am I right? Why? Because Y gain the electrons. Y gain the electrons from A. Is it clear? That means A helps to reduction process or not? Okay? Itself undergoes oxidation. Why? A lose the electron. A lose the electron. But A helps to the reduction process. Why? Because it supplies the electron. Gaining of electron is called as reduction. That means where A is called as, therefore A is called reducing agent. A is called reducing agent. Reducing agent means it helps to reduction for another, itself it undergoes oxidation. Okay? A is called reducing agent. Okay, reducing agents means it helps to reduction process itself undergoes oxidation. Okay, clear ma all of you? So now what is strong reducing agent? Is it clear all of you? Strong reducing agent. Strong reducing agent means lose the electrons very easily. Then it is called strong reducing agent. Strong reducing agent. Example, in 13th group, aluminium easily lose 3 electrons. How many electrons? 3 electrons. That means it supply the 3 electrons, am I right? It gives 3 electrons. Clear? It lose the electron or not? So now it undergoes oxidation or not by losing electron. So now it is easily lose the electron. So it is strong reducing agent. Strong reducing agent. Okay. So it is useful to reduction for another compound by itself undergoes oxidation. Okay. So now here Al lose the electrons means Al undergoes oxidation. Am I right? Oxidation. It supply the electron or not? Suppose some Y another compound, that Y gain these 3 electrons. Okay, and Al aluminium is useful for simply Al is helps to reduction. Reduction of another that may be atom or molecular ion. Okay, clear ma? Now what is reducing agent? Simply it lose the electron, that means itself undergoes oxidation. So it lose the electrons, it supply the electron to another or not? Another. That another compound or atom or undergoes gain the electron. Gaining of electron is called reduction. That means reducing agent helps to the reduction itself undergoes oxidation. Clear? Now in 13th group, aluminium is the strong reducing agent. Why? It is easily lose the electron. Itself undergoes oxidation. Clear everyone? So is it clear for all of you regarding reducing agent? Let's go for oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Simple. Oxidation means loss of electrons is called as oxidation. Reduction means gain of electrons. Reducing agent means helps to reduction by itself undergoes oxidation. That is, it loses the electron. It loses the electrons. Simple. That is reducing agent. Example, in 13th group, aluminum is the strong reducing agent. Clear? Let comes to oxidizing agent. Comes to oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent means, in that first point, it is helps to oxidation. Am I right? It's help to oxidation. It helps to oxidation. Clear? By itself undergoes reduction. Reduction means it gains the electron from others. Okay? It remove the electrons from another and gain that electrons and undergoes reduction. Clear? Therefore, another atom or molecule or ions undergoes oxidation by the loss of electrons. Clear? This phenomena is called as oxidizing agent. Okay? So for example, thallium plus 3 we have, it gained 3 electrons, it converted as 2 electrons. Okay? It is as thallium plus. It gain the electron or not? Gain the electron. Gaining of electron is called as reduction. Reduction. Now gaining of electron means it is called as oxidizing agent. It gain the electron from others. Now another compound is undergoes oxidation. Now thallium is undergoes reduction. Okay. So now what is oxidizing agent? It helps to the oxidation by gaining the electron. By gaining the electron itself undergoes reduction. Okay. So now it is called as oxidizing agent. Okay. Okay students, we will continue the topic on tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.